Hi everyone! Mr. Martian, my husband, is hard at work on design, so I thought that I'd take a little time to share a tip on how to stay healthy naturally this season. One thing that I've been learning so much about recently is natural remedies and herbs that grow in our area. It's been so fun discovering and finding out new things. One thing that I just learned is old man's beard is an antiviral and antibacterial. So if you don't know or have never heard of old man's beard, it is, I believe it's pronounced usnea, and it grows on trees symbiotically, and then I think other bushes and other things. So this is moss. That is not it. As you can see over there in the trees hanging, we have some old man's beard. So I found some a little closer. There it is hanging. It's a green sagey color. So here's an up close shot. I don't have two hands right now to show you that when you pull it apart, it's almost elastic in feeling. And then the inside fibers are white. That's how you can tell that it's old man's beard. Old man's beard can have a tendency to hold the toxins from what I read. So you don't want to harvest it in an area that is near a lot of pollutants. So this is off our driveway just a little bit, and we don't get much traffic on our driveway, so I think it's just fine. So we're going to head home and make some tea out of this. Another little quick tip is that pine needles are actually packed full of vitamin C. They have more vitamin C than oranges. So these are fabulous to make tea out of. Just pick some nettles and I simmer it in some water for a little bit. And Mr. Martian actually says, that's my husband, says that it tastes like bubble gum. So he really likes his tea. He doesn't even have to add any honey. And I had my nephew over yesterday and we made some pine needle tea, and I did add a little honey to his. He loves honey, but God's creation is amazing. So we're back inside now, and now we're gonna make the tea. So I have our old man's beard here. Now that I have it where I have two hands, I'll show you that it's elastic. You can see it stretch as you pull away. And then inside there's these tiny white fibers. So this is definitely old man's beard. I washed it off a little bit. So I'm gonna put it in some simmering water, enough for 2 cups for Mr. Martian and I. And I wanted to show you the book where I learned about this. So this is called the Herbal Apothecary. And this is something that Mr. Martian bought for me, and I have loved learning about the different flowers and plants and medicinals. It's been really fun. So in this book, it actually tells you how to make teas and tinctures. We're making the tea now. It says to simmer in enough water for 1 cup, so 1 tablespoon for 1 cup. That was about 2 tablespoons if I were to smush it together for 2 cups. Lightly simmer 5 minutes, and then you're going to cover it and steep for about 10 minutes. So we'll go ahead and do that. This book is great because it shows the picture of the medicinal, and then it talks about the different properties. And then it also adds a little something extra, which I like. Helps with personal boundaries for those who believe they are giving away too much of themselves to others. Believe it or not, but it's kind of fun to think about. And there's a picture of it. It really is pretty when it's like that. And more medicinal uses. So it's primarily an antibiotic that it's especially helpful for strep throat, staph infections. And a cool fact is it seems to differentiate between bacteria from good and bad in the body, sparing the good gut we need to fight infection. So that's so cool because antibiotics just kill everything, but this actually can decipher between the two. That's fabulous. And then it also is an antiviral, and it should not be taken during pregnancy. So that is definitely something that you need to consider, obviously, if you're pregnant. And this tells you how to use it. So it has it for infusion, tea, or tincture. And then in the back, it tells you how to make the tinctures. And then it says, tells you how to identify it. So that's where I learned about the fact that it's elastic and then has the white in the center. There you go. Okay, so our tea has been steeping for about 10 minutes. It turned this beautiful orange color. And then I'm just gonna strain it off. We don't even need a strainer because it stayed in one large clump. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna try it. I've never had it before. It's a little hot. Oh. It's very earthy. Oh my goodness. It's spicy. It almost has like a ginger effect to it. That's pretty darn good. It could have even steeped a little longer. It's a little light, but I think that's going to be perfect. Add some honey for Mr. Martian. I think we found a new tool for our medicine cabinet. Look at that beautiful orange color. So I'm going to take Mr. Martian his tea. I made some biscotti, and we'll go check in with him. Got you some tea.
Oh boy, what is this?
That is old man's beard.
I'm not old.
Well, the project has made you a little more gray, but no. And then I also brought you a biscotti.
Ooh, thank you. That was good. You made all this, huh?
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
I am blessed.
From the forest.
Cool.
Medicinals.
Yeah. What does this one do?
Antibacterial and antiviral.
Oh, okay. COVID can't stop us.
There you go.
With old man's beard.
There you go. How are things going?
I'm so tired, honey. I've been going for 4 weeks now, and I've got the designs all done, but now we've got to do cost reductions, so spend a lot of time shopping to get the cost down.
Yeah. What do you have left to do before we get the next iteration up and running?
Well, we got to get all... I have a fully costed bill of materials, but it kind of not too expensive. So now we got to go back through a few hundred parts and find more inexpensive but still good quality parts to make it cost less. So that's going to take me quite a few weeks to do that.
Yeah. Well, you've been hard at work.
It has been that.
Yeah. You deserve a cup of tea and a biscotti.
Well, I appreciate that, honey. Thank you.
Thank you so much for tuning in today and learning about old man's beard and how to make tea with it. I highly encourage you to go look for medicinals near you. God created it. Let's use it. His creation is awesome. So I'll let you do the honors for closing, honey.
All right. Well, you can check us out. Well, you used to be able to check us out on Facebook, but that account got shut down because it doesn't say my full name, and they have their new terms and agreement services up. And Instagram, pretty much not going to use that anymore either. So you can check us out on Twitter, YouTube, of course. Like and subscribe on this video. Give it a thumbs up. Hit that bell so you get notifications. And definitely go check us out on Patreon. Lots of good content over there as well. In the meantime, this is Mr. and Mrs. Martian. Out.
Thanks, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in today and learning about old man's beard. My old man beard.